Good news. Just got my vapour blasted Z1R head back from Alpha Classics up in Highbridge. So this has been vapour blasted. So for those of you that don't know about vapour blasting, it's bead blasting with high pressure water driving rather than pressurized air, and it makes a very nice job. So they've done quite a good job of getting all that tar out. There's a couple of little spots which he said they just won't bloody shift, so we spent 3 hours blasting this. Charged me 130 cash, so ka-ching, the bill's going up. They never go down, by the way. So yeah, next thing to do on this is to give it a good wash. So you can see in that hole, that is all the media. So if I go in there, so that is what is in the water and is used to blast. To clean up these heads. So if I just stick a pen in there, you'll see this stuff. So this is all tiny. Just try and flatten them out so you can have a look just how tiny they are. There they are. There's a clump of them. They're about 0.1, somewhere between 0.1 to 0.2 millimeters diameter. All these little glass beads, millions and millions of them. See if I can get them on my finger. There you are. You can see the friggin' size of them. They are absolutely minute, and they will be everywhere. So all these little oilways, especially the ones that are dead-headed like that. So in here, there'll be a good slug of those beads in every one of these. So the plan is with this is to put it through my patented post-blasting washing system, which is a multi-stage thing and takes a couple of days to do, but I've had a lot of success with the system before, removing all the crap, all the media, because you cannot have that in your engine, because that will be sayonara engine in about 5 minutes after you start it. So the ports, he hasn't quite blasted in there. I didn't ask him to, by the way, but that's all right. But you can see where it's been blasted from this end, and it doesn't matter because all that material is going to be removed by me anyway. You can see the old cracks. Can't do much about them, but this is one of the better heads I've seen. You see that on that. What's that? That's number 2. There's not a crack there at all, I don't think, but those threads are fucked anyway, really, so that's going to have to be sorted out with some kind of insert. Is going to have to go in. Feature on these heads that is not on any other Zed heads that I've ever seen is this cast in boss. You will find this on the inlets. I'm not sure what it was intended for, but it can be used as a vacuum point. Those can be drilled out and tapped and used as a vacuum port, which will be handy for balancing, because the inlet rubbers that I use, which are GS1000 inlet rubbers, they don't have a port on them. The carbs have a port on them, and I have balanced them using the carb ports. But if you use a vacuum port which is closer towards the inlet valve, you'll get a more stable vacuum and a more accurate representation of the balance of the fluid moving through the ports. So yeah, next is wash. Then after that, it's basically part of that washing process is going to be going through every single one of these threads with a thread chaser. And I've actually purchased some new thread chasers, an M6 and an M8. That's the only threads that are on this whole head. M6 for all these top ones, and M8 for the exhaust studs. So there's the studs that got blasted. I've just whipped those out. There's all the caps. They've even all been blasted on the tops. A little bit of debris on the bottom, and you can see all the grains on my hand. So it's like sand. It feels like sand. It's not sand. It's glass, but sand is glass to a certain degree. And yeah, just start cleaning this head up, and after that I will be putting my new shell bearings in here with my selected cams I'm going to use, and basically go through the finished shell dressing procedure that I did before. So that was a practice one before, so I'm going to do it on the final shells, get those cams spinning, and then after that this head is going to get sent off to a gentleman called Buzzard. Yes, not Kestrel, no, he's in Glastonbury. Buzzard. And he's going to hopefully, I haven't spoken to him yet about this, but I spoke to him a while ago. He is going to then cut all the seats at the correct height, because he's got all the tools and the gauges for the Zed Head to get the top of the stem at the correct height for mid-shim valve clearance, which then sets the position at where the seat sits. And obviously you can see I've cleaned all these valves up, so they've been in the electric drill, because I haven't got a lathe, and the good old emery paper has been out, and I've been careful as I can around the seat area, around the land there. But yeah, they've all cleaned up relatively good. They're all numbered, so I'm sure Buzzard will be using those numbers to get the valves in the right locations. Yeah, and so those are the next steps. I've been doing things like cleaning up the cylinder nuts. So these are bright, shiny zinc plated, believe it or not, but this is what the heat has done. It's turned them into really dull. But I've started going through. It's just one of those jobs that you just have a bit of a go at now and then. So I've started going through and cleaning them up and polishing them up, and yeah, they will look a lot nicer by the time I've finished, and hopefully won't get quite so tainted next time around. But all that crap is just lying in there soaking, so I'm a big fan of letting time do the work for you. So they're just soaking in there until I get round to them and clean them up. Yep, and jobs are good, really. So time to start cleaning. So the first thing I do is hot water with I'll probably put most of that white spirit in, and into that bucket, head in the bucket, and then give it a good water blasting. But first I'll put it in the bucket and with the white spirit solution, and just let it soak for a few hours, so it just gets a chance to get in everywhere.